Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is activity 4.5. This is going to be a somewhat complicated activity. You'll be working in groups, but all things will be turned in individually, and you can find your instructions here in the activity 4.5 Cams in Motion instructions document, as well as on MyPLTW here. So first you will do the setup process. If you've not done that already, please follow these steps closely. If you get confused, please reach out to me before you try to begin anything else. If you don't set this up correctly, it's going to cause you a lot of problems later down the road. Alright, part one, we're going to watch the Cams in Motion video. I'm not going to do that right now, but I do want to show you, as throughout the video you'll see they are drawing this sample motion graph. You are going to eventually draw your own motion graph, but I want you to have a good example of what one looks like. So you don't need to take any notes on this video, but you do need to draw this sample motion graph along with them in the video. And that only takes about 4.5 minutes. Alright, each of you will be given a different diameter for your cam, and in my example, I'm going to use a 4-inch cam. If you use a 4-inch cam, it will not fit in the assembly, so please do not do that. I want you to, again, follow my steps, but do not do exactly what I do, because each person is going to have a slightly different cam and a slightly different measurement. Your group will get either an eccentric, pear-shaped, hexagonal, or snail cam, and I will assign those in class. And in the when we create our part drawing, we're going to use a 3/16 circular hole. That is the dimension that we will use. Alright, and I'll show you how to place work features here, but first let's complete step 3 and draw the cam. I'm going to first draw an eccentric cam, and I'll make some other videos for the other cams if you need them. But first let's talk about drawing an eccentric cam. So I'm going to go into my Autodesk Inventor. I'm going to create a new part, or you can do that from up here. New, do the standard.ipt for a new part file. Click on Create. And while this is loading up, I need to also pull up, in order to draw this, I'm going to have to use the cam dimension drawings. And this tells us what the, so the D is that nominal diameter, so that'd be the 1.5 to 2.53, and again, I'm doing 4, but you should not do 4. And it says that all of our materials are 3/16 inch thick, so that will be what we'll use, but I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So I'm going to start with an eccentric cam, and I'm going to start by drawing a circle. I'm going to do this in the XY plane. I recommend that you do the same. And my circle is supposed to be the same as my nominal diameter, so I'm doing a 4-inch cam. And right now, all I want to do is draw that circle. So I'm going to finish sketch. Now extrude, this is to the thickness. We said this is, I believe, 3/16. Just double check. Yeah, 3/16 inch thick. So I'm just going to change this to 3/16 inch. And alright, so that's my cam. The only thing I have to do now is draw the hole. And let's look at where that's going to be. So my hole should be halfway between the center of the circle and the outside edge. So this is the, so that's about 1/4 D. So because my diameter is 4 inches, this distance for me is going to be 1 inch. For you, it's going to be 1/4 of whatever your diameter is. So come back here, I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to draw, in order to get that, I'm going to draw a line from the middle down to that halfway point, which for me is 1. And then I'm going to create another circle that is 3/16. And I'll click Finish Sketch, extrude this piece here. I need to go the other direction. And now I have created my cam. So that finishes step 3 for me. But I still need to go in and finish step 4. Go back here. Step 4 says placing the work features. And so this is going to be really important when we do the assembly. So I need a mid-plane, work plane, work axis, the center hole, and a work plane that includes the center. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this. But then if I go too fast, or if you need more help, there's also a whole other video showing you how to do this as well. And they show it on a pair cam, so that'd be great. Excuse me. All that to say, I'm going to do this quickly. So now this is called a plane. So first I want to do a mid-plane between two other planes. So I want a plane that's that's right in the center of this. And so I want to be halfway between this face and this face. So to do that, I say plane, mid-plane between two planes, go to one side, go to the other side, and that is a plane. Now that is not actually a part. It doesn't actually show up on my part. What this does is it allows me to, if I want to center my piece on something, this plane will always show the center. And I'll again show you how to do that later on. For now, just press the I believe button. I also need another plane that goes through the center of the hole here. So let's see. I want a plane. This is going to be a little bit of a trickier plane. Actually, this one's really easy for me. So I need a work plane, but because I drew the center of my hole in the, because I drew it with the center point on the origin, I can just use the YZ plane. I'd recommend doing that. I'm just going to make that a little bigger. Oh, nope. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I've got that, this work plane, and then finally I need an axis through the center of the hole. So I click on Axis button, put it here, and I'll just drag that out. And they asked me to rename that to be called, okay, so they want the second work plane to be called the angle of rotation cam. So come back to Inventor, this work plane, okay. Don't double click, just click and then click again, and we call this angle of rotation cam. Alright, then I need to save this using my file convention. And that is to call it my last name, cam type, which for me is eccentric, and the diameter, which for me is 4 inches. So I will click on Save. And remember to go to, I'll actually show you exactly where you'll go. So you go to Desktop, and then the desktop, student work, and you'll create a folder with your name if you haven't done so already. Go into that folder, create another folder called Automata inside that, and now I will say Barnhart, Eccentric Cam, 4 inches. Click on Save, and the last thing I need to do is export a copy of this. And just to be clear, make sure that you're in the home view when you do that. So File, Export, PDF, in the same folder, same file name, except for it's going to be a PDF file. Click on Save. And this is what you will put into Google Classroom so that I can see that you've done this work. And that is how you complete steps 1 through 4 of Activity 4.5.